Hey, welcome to the Chase and Yoshi Show, episode number 2, brought to you by newswithcotton.com. My name is Yoshi, the Sultan of Friend Zone, and I am joined by a master. He has a PhD in NTR, Dr. Chase Lim.
Oh yeah, that's right. You heard it here, boy. I am I'm not proud of my doctorate, but you know what? I apply it daily with
Oh,
pride
shit.
and
Okay, well, it's just like the anime we've talked about a lot, just so it happens to involve like people just getting NTR'd, and it seems to come up all the time. I think.
it's like I don't even go into it watching it for the end because it has NTR elements or anything. It's like, yeah, this looks like a cool show. Like I'm watching it and then bam, just sucker punches
NTR.
you right in the face.
Right.
NTR.
I mean, there was a show called Netsuzo Trap, abbreviated as NTR in this past anime season. Well, that's
See,
currently airing.
because I have my PhD, I'm smart enough. I saw the NTR
Yeah, yeah.
capitalized.
It
and I was
wasn't
like,
obvious enough to everyone else.
thinking emoji. Maybe I should not watch this.
So, I mean, you need a doctorate to realize those things.
Yeah, see,
Somehow.
a couple poor souls. They they were complaining on stuff like Reddit and Twitter, and they're like, "Why is this? Why is this show so weird? Why is there NTR?" And this is like, did you even look at the title?
Do they know like what half of Japanese porn is?
Apparently not.
It's
They
basically NTR. Like every other one is my wife gets NTR'd.
It's all about it's about the power differential, man.
Don't ask me how I know that. Just trust me, guys.
Yoshi's been around the block
Yep.
and a
You know,
half.
I get friend zoned so much that I have to seek other methods of.
You've been friend zoned so many times. That's the only way you can get off now.
Oh, that's. I mean,
Okay,
I guess being friend zoned is NTR too, sort of, because
it's
the
less
girl
severe.
the girl will find another dude and you just get NTR'd at that point.
It's only NTR if you see her with the other dude, like,
Or if you
show
had her first, right, in the
Mm-hmm.
first place.
Yeah.
So I'll leave the NTR to you. Your science-based NTR facts.
I'm having like childhood trauma. I feel like I've been NTR'd before then. Cause okay,
Did you
wait,
repress those memories?
wait,
Dark memories?
wait, can we have story time really quick?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so so the first ever girlfriend I had was back in like eighth grade,
Ooh.
and so she was pretty cool. Like we were on swim team together. Like we hung out and stuff and whatnot.
Did you shave your back?
And then what's up?
Did she shave your back?
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we're swimmers. We always have to shave each other's backs.
Yeah, you got to have your backs.
And so, like, we went out for a bit, but it didn't really work out. And then she started hanging out with my best friend.
Oh, God. Wait, did you two like break up first, or did this just naturally head towards that direction?
It was kind of like one of those awkward limbos where, like, it didn't immediately end. It just kind of
Disintegrates.
faded.
Yeah.
And
Did she
Not-
end up with him, or was it just like heavily like implied or obvious?
she didn't end up with him, but they did stuff.
Oh,
You know?
Chase, I'm sorry, but
I legit got
I
NTR.
think you got NTR'd. Okay, so check that off of your bucket list. I mean, it's
Hey, I could write a manga about this.
there you go. There's like 20 different manga and anime that feature NTR. So, well, basically any romance anime of any kind or any harem is NTR, basically, right?
I guess you could say that. It's NTR from the girl's perspective. The
Right.
girls that lose.
It's like, oh, I'm in love with that guy, and so is that girl, and she ended up with him, so I got NTR'd. So yeah, it makes maybe, I guess, I don't know,
Yeah.
but you have to be with him first. I guess that would be the only rule. But all right, so this is the NTR podcast.
Yeah, that's a good way to turn people off of the
Yeah,
show.
they're definitely not listening now. But yeah, let's pivot to some stuff that we wanted to talk about, some video game stuff here and there. So Chase, You want to talk some video games? You played a whole bunch of video games. You had, the summer to play video games. So
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I got the majority of my gaming in at the end, or at the end of the summer, like when I was going back to school, because I bought a PS4 Pro, like the last week of my summer vacation before I headed back, and I basically grinded out as hard as I could playing Persona 5 just so I could get out of the way before I started studying.
yeah,
And 101 hours later, I finished it. That's how long it takes to do the full campaign, by the way.
yeah.
Like,
I'm aware of Persona games being very long.
I mean, it was fantastic. It was Persona's like probably one of the best games I've ever played.
Absolutely.
It's. Have you played 5?
I've played 5. I've played about 10 hours of 5. I've beaten 3 and 4, and those two are my favorite JRPGs of all time.
Yeah, it's very, 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 very good. I did not know what I was missing until I actually played it. I hope that they can kind of take it, because if you've seen other Persona games, like especially with Persona 4, like they milked the crap out of it with
Anime.
They had like that. Yeah, they had the anime. They had like the fighting game.
2 anime.
Yeah, they had like the pachinko machines. I don't know. They did like so much stuff with 4, and I'm hoping that they do the same with 5. Like that we get some.
5
Well,
is
we have
getting
an
an
anime.
anime, right?
Yeah, we have an anime incoming. I hope they. I don't know if it'd be suitable to a fighting game, but you never know.
I mean,
hope
when
that-
they announced Persona 4 Arena, I was like, oh, that's weird. A Persona fighting game, and then it played great, because I think Arc Systems did it, the people who do like Guilty Gear and stuff.
Yeah,
So it was still a great game. I enjoyed the fuck out of it.
yeah, it looks really cool. So, hopefully something similar can come along that line. I have no idea what it could be, just because I can't, like, who would have predicted a fighting game? So I can't really
Yeah.
predict what may be in the future, but I hope that
Have
it'll
you-
be good.
Have you
quality.
played 4 at all?
No, this is my entry into the series.
Yeah,
actually.
I would. You have a Vita?
I do not. have a
Okay,
Vita.
well, get your hands on a Vita and play Persona 4 Golden. It's the definitive edition for Persona 4, and it's really good.
Is
Persona
it
4.
only on Vita?
Yeah,
Can I get on like?
Golden is. I'm not sure about just regular Persona 4. I think it's only Vita, which is really dumb, because if they put it on PS4, I would buy it.
Yeah,
Because
I would be all over it right now. If
Fucking-
it was.
such a good game. The cast of characters, I think, were the best out of 3 and 4 and 5. Of course, I haven't beaten 5 yet, so I can't really say that I would enjoy, 5 less for sure. But just looking at character design and stuff, I think 3 and 4 had better character design, and I think 4 had the best cast for me between 3 and 4.
Okay.
So 5 so far, I've met like the 3 main characters, the starting characters, and they're all like, they're fine, but the blonde haired dude is basically a rehash of the previous editions of, oh, he's my best bro now guy. It's just,
Yeah, I mean,
another
he's the
one of those.
archetype. Ryuji's also really annoying. So
yeah,
it just kind of comes with the territory, because the good characters I feel come in a lot later. It's like, once the full band of characters starts to mesh together and have interaction is where you see like the real magic
right.
of like all their personalities working together and whatnot.
Yeah, I think I just have to get to that. So
So yeah, Persona was great. Then as soon as that was done, I started immediately playing Final Fantasy 15, which
another grinder.
yeah, I finished that. I'm like still trying to figure out how I feel about it. I'm not gonna say any spoilers for people who haven't played the game yet, but it felt a bit rushed. Second half of the story, but story aside, the gameplay mechanics are incredibly fun. Fighting is very rewarding, and like you're incredibly mobile you know? So like you're just zipping around everywhere, so you feel like incredibly powerful. You have this kind of power trip going on every time you enter combat. Um, and magic is like super overtuned, so it just like destroys everything in the vicinity. Like it's so like magic in Final Fantasy 15 is so strong that they had to make it do damage to your allies as well. Like there had to be friendly fire for it to
Oh
like
God,
be
that
balanced.
sounds like a clusterfuck.
Yeah, so like you have to use tactics where like you pull all your allies away from the enemy before
Right.
you like toss your magic on them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's sort of like I don't want to say real time action, kind of, right? It's got like action elements too, right?
Yeah, it's well, I mean, it's basically like hack and slash combat, but I don't know. There's like an alternate like wait mode where like you can they're trying to kind of like be like old Final Fantasy where it's kind of turn based, but you just stop, like you stand still and you stop moving,
Right.
and then you get like a limited amount of time to input commands and stuff. But I've
Right.
never used that. I just fight fluid.
Yeah, that sounds more fun, probably. After playing 100 hours of Persona 5, I'd imagine something
I-
not a turn-based RPG would be better.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a lot better. Yeah. Game like looks gorgeous. I just wish it ran better because like I have the Pro, right?
Right, right.
The difference between the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, like it's a bit more powerful, but it has so instead of upping the GPU power, they just put two graphics cards
Right.
in it. So it's double the power, and I still lag out
Yeah,
in
that's.
some area. Like the game is way too powerful for the PS4.
Do you think that's more? That's more so that the game is poorly optimized, or is it just a hardware not keeping up with the abilities of the game?
I mean, Final Fantasy games in recent years have had a bad history of being unoptimized,
Hmm.
especially on PC.
Yeah, you've played those PC ports, right? The Lightning games.
Yeah, I played the 13 trilogy, um, and like they ran okay,
Mm-hmm.
but very limited graphic options and whatnot.
Right, because it's like a shitty port at that
Yeah.
point.
I mean this game. I mean when they port 15 because it's coming next year. There'll definitely be a lot more graphic options and stuff because they're gonna have to if they want it to run properly on more than like the most optimized of PCs.
Right.
But I do want to see what it's gonna look like because it's gonna look fantastic. Whoever's gonna be running like a 1080 Ti SLI like setup, like it's gonna look great on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, and just really quickly, I've been playing some Switch games.
Yeah, you have a Switch too.
Yeah. I've been like I haven't played a console in like many years, and so I kind of splurged on myself a bit because I was making a lot of money over the summer, and I was just like, might as well, why not? Yeah, I got a Switch. I was playing Breath of the Wild, Arms, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah.
Out of the three, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about Arms. Like, I don't really want this game, but it's like surprisingly fun.
Right.
Like, it's a great game.
But it doesn't seem like a
fighting game.
very deep game, you know?
It actually kind of is.
Is
which
it deeper than
a
Smash Brothers?
No, it doesn't have like
The
like-
competitive kind of edge,
Yeah, it doesn't have
deep
like
depth to
wave
it.
dashing or anything, but like there's a lot of intricacy and like countering your your opponent's arms picks or
Mhm.
like switching it like switching it up or like even like different levels have different advantages, so like you have to choose like if there's ever going to be competitive, like you should probably implement like a ban, like banning certain stages for your character.
It sounds like esports.
Yeah, I mean, it's like super casual, but at the same time, there's a surprising amount of depth
Yeah.
in it, which is pretty cool and very welcome.
That sounds like League and Dota. You ban things that you don't want to play against.
Yeah. I wish they'd let you ban certain types of arms, but I guess I would. There's not enough arms yet
I mean,
for that to
fucking
happen.
the game's called ARMS.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's about it for me.
Cool.
My life is games. You know?
Games. That's all you do is play games.
Yeah. How about you, Yoshi? What's been going on?
Not much.
How's the Game of Thrones?
Dude, I watched so much Game of Thrones. Like, fucking the month of July and August, right? There was like a 3 to 4 week period between July and August where every single minute of my free time, except for while I was preparing for the NSKPB Power Hour, I was watching Game of Thrones. I'm not even fucking kidding. I'd wake up on a day off, just watch Game of Thrones from sun up to sundown. It's just nonstop. I binged the shit out of it, and it's 6 seasons of 10 episodes, and each episode is somewhere between like 50 minutes to an hour.
Oh god, so you're playing catch up.
I was playing complete catch up, and I didn't, I knew about, certain historic events that people still refer to, today, things that happened 3-4 years ago that people still talk about as a huge, thing. I just happened to hear about like 2 of the biggest spoilers in the show's history. So,
did you see them before you heard the spoiler?
No,
I spoiled.
It was completely spoiled without any context. Like, I think one of them was a death of a character, and I saw it in Twitch chat, and I didn't back then. It was like probably a couple years ago, right? I knew Game of Thrones was huge. I knew what people were talking about. People were like, "Oh, Melisandre and Davos and Robert and Ned and Jon and Sansa and Arya." And I knew the names. I could see the names. I see Lannister. I'm like, oh, that's fucking Game of Thrones. Who gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
So I just didn't think twice about it. I just saw a spoiler that says X died, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't watch Game of Thrones. Who gives a shit? Then come July this year, I'm like, you know what? Game of Thrones season 7 is starting. Let's watch everything. And then I realized I've been spoiled on 2 huge major plot points that I'll never get to experience fresh. And I think that may have killed my enjoyment of those 2 huge events. But I still enjoyed the shit out of Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
It has to be now my favorite TV show of all time. And
wow.
I didn't watch that many TV shows, as a kid or, even a couple years back. The shows that I watched the most of were like The Office and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Those 2 are like my favorite shows of all time, up until Game of Thrones. So I basically watched like comedy sitcoms, that's Parks and Rec, The League, shows like that. I have a whole DVD collection of Arrested Development. I have a whole DVD collection of all sitcoms that people still love to this day, and unfortunately those shows have been pushed off to the side. Just the depth of Game of Thrones is incredible. Like, massive cast, just
honestly
gigantic.
Honestly, like, cause like my roommate wanted to get me into Game of Thrones.
I saw you tweet about it.
Yeah, he's a huge Game of Thrones head. His dorm or like his room, if you open the door, first thing you see are like the house, like he has banners from the houses, like hanging up.
I have a Stark banner right here. Bought on Amazon for $12.
And his bed throw is like Game of Thrones.
Oh god.
Theme too. And so like when we were getting to know each other, I'm like, so you like Game of Thrones?
What is this studying desk chair? Is it a fucking
it's
chair
just
made
stock.
out of swords?
Yeah, it's just stock, unfortunately. But yeah, he tried to get me into the first. Like, sorry, I sidebarred you completely. He tried to get me into the first episode of it.
Yeah.
And you're talking about huge cast, which is what led me to this. And I think that's part of, like, it's very off-putting. Like, 'cause you have to learn all this stuff. You have to learn all this lore. about the show just to like really start enjoying the finer intricacies of what's going on.
So the thing is, when things are just so deep that you have to put in the time to get into things, like MOBAs, like League or Dota, there's so many characters, there's so many items, there's so many mechanics that you don't like see off from just playing it once, right? If you
Yeah.
see, fucking an action TV show, let's just say like Daredevil. I love Daredevil. Daredevil was one of my favorite shows recently, ever. Like, well, not ever, recently. If you watch Daredevil once, you know what the show's about. It's a superhero. He's undercover in a sense that he doesn't want his true identity found out. He wants to just be a quiet lawyer that, stops muggings and kidnappings and stuff. So you see that show once and you go, okay, I know what the show's about. It's a superhero show and there are good characters. Whatever. Done. Game of Thrones is like layers and layers of political intrigue all woven into one piece of fabric. It's just insane how deep the show is. And if you really want to get into it, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the time. Like practicing in a MOBA, practicing your last hits, lining up your skill shots. You have to put in the time. You have to research what Ned Stark's background is. Why, who is Lyanna Stark? Who is Robert talking about? His bride to be that was murdered and raped. It's stuff that you have to research rather than just sitting there and taking the show in. You have to go in and find out more to fill in all the context. And that's why I think that show is very off-putting for people who just try to watch a TV show. It's not
It's
just
hard
a
to
TV
be
show.
casual about it.
Right. You have to get into it. You have to learn the names. You have to learn the families. You have to know what the families are about. You have to know what the families, own. What are they into, taking prisoners? Are they all about loyalty and respect and hustling? No, that's not John. That's John Cena. It's it's about learning the intricacies of the world. Each house, it's a gigantic continent. There's a billion houses that you have to know and understand the characters, their motivations. It's just incredibly deep.
Have you read the books, like the Song of Ice and Fire books?
I bought the book, and as you can see, it is thick as fuck. It is THICC.
Wow.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's see, how many pages is this?
And that's
book?
just the first one, right?
This is the first one. This
Aren't
book
there
is
like
850 pages or so.
how many are there?
There's, I believe, 4 out, and there's supposed to be 6, I think. So there's 2 more books
Okay.
coming, or 3 books. I don't remember. But yeah, I haven't started because it is daunting. I'm not a reader, but I love the world of Game of Thrones, and I need to start at some point. But I've been too lazy, and I've been rewatching episodes instead of reading the book that could, even more fill in the world for me. But it's daunting, man. This shit is insane. So I've just been
'cause that-
rewatching Game of Thrones instead. The TV
Yeah, because
show.
I feel like the best way to get informed about the universe as soon as possible would be to read it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's the thing. If you do some, let's
I
say,
guess you
internet,
you
you can't. There's the Wikipedia that comes up. The fan-made Wikipedias that everyone has.
Yeah, like the wiki is.
They spoil the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
And even on Google, like if you search a character name, and you go, okay, I want to know about this person, enter.
It's like the
Deceased.
first result. Yeah. Or it's like you type in their name, it's like Ned Stark, and then it's like death scene HD.
Yeah,
like it's like the
that's-
first Google search
That
result.
spoils everything.
Yeah.
I
I,
mean,
don't
that-
know if Ned dies. I'm just using that as an example. He
Right,
probably
right, right.
did. I think everyone dies.
It's okay.
you know?
That's very early on, so there's 6 more seasons for people to watch and get spoiled by living on the internet. So, heads up, guys. We will spoil stuff that we're gonna get into. So, but yeah, it's like another thing is like, oh, this actor, I've seen this actor before. Oh, Peter Dinklage, I've seen him in something else. Oh, he was in Destiny. He was the robot voice that no one liked. And I would look him up, or I would look someone. He's a bad example, but I would look someone up, right? The actor. I'd be like, oh, I saw this actor in that movie, and I'll Google it, and they go, go to their IMDb page, and they're like, Game of Thrones seasons 1 through 2. Shit, they die in season 2.
Yeah, that's
I
it's
got like 3 things spoiled by that, but they weren't major ones, so it's whatever. But still,
yeah. I've seen on the flip side, I've seen some really good like wiki management in regards to spoilers on the Attack on Titan wiki.
yeah,
What they do is as soon as you go to a page, they black everything off, and they're like, all right, which version of it do you want to see? Do you want to see the anime version? Do you want to see the manga version? Do you want to see like the spin-off version or the other spin-off version? And then you can choose between that, and then they'll give you information up to that point.
right. That was the problem, like with Game of Thrones Wikipedia, the one it's like the first Google search if you search a
Yeah.
character's name. Just like, oh, this person's a person from this house and they died in this battle, and like you're like, fuck, dude, like really? Like, isn't there a more elegant way to approach that?
It's too much work.
I guess so. And I actually
Mods
spoiled
are
myself.
lazy.
I spoiled myself on Attack on Titan. The whole thing about what Titans are, where they come from, and all that stuff. Are you caught up on that?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it goes places, man. Shit.
It's like the world view just like quadrupled,
Right.
and like
Everything
a
gets
few
bigger.
chapters.
And that's another thing. Game of Thrones is like that. Like each
would do
scene would
that.
focus on one house that's located in a corner of a continent, right? And then boom, it takes you across the ocean into another continent, and they're starting something crazy up. There's fucking dragons and shit. You know, it's just good world building. Things just get bigger and bigger and bigger. The stakes get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's just fantastic. I love Game of Thrones. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. So
Sounds like an average show.
yeah, it's if you get into it, you will get into it. It's that kind of show. You just
Yeah.
fucking get into it. So that's Game of Thrones for me. That was a huge part of my summer. Then I went to the Florida SuperCon that happened. I believe it was the last weekend of July. Let me get the date. The weekend of the 30th, the 1st of August, and the... Wait. Yeah, and... Wait, what the fuck? August? That's not right. Oh, I was looking at the wrong... Sorry.
Yeah.
29th of July, 30th of July, and... Yeah. So I went on Sunday, actually, the 30th. And yeah,
Just went one day.
yeah, I just went one day. It's a lot of fucking like. It's hard work to go to those things, man.
Yep.
It's so packed. I mean, you went to Anime Expo if you want to get into that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so tiring. I would just go walk around the booths, merchandise tables, and I'm already pooped. That would take 3 hours, and I'm like already done.
Yeah. I'm like slowly getting burnt out because I've been doing cons for the past couple of years. Like
Anime
much
Expo
as
especially
possible.
it's got to be the second. It's got to be in the top 5 biggest not anime, but conventions in general in the U.S. Right? It has to be.
Yeah, it's I think attendee numbers.
I mean, it's
me
got to
see.
be like right behind Comic-Con, right? San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, it's right behind SDCC. I think this year Anime Expo, I would wager pulled 130,000.
Jesus.
Yeah. And they need more room.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's too fucking big.
I saw
Even
a
at E3.
right. E3 is bad too. I saw a picture of people lined up past under a bridge.
Yeah.
Somehow.
You want to guess how long we waited to get our badges day one?
How long?
4.5 hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was 3 times as long as before. It was
They need
really,
to
really, really
They
bad.
need to handle that better. Like
Well, it's
ship
the
out
company
physical.
that they handled.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
of course, let's ship out physical tickets or wristbands or whatever, and do that. Like that's insane.
No, it was a massive complaint this year. Like it made news
Yeah,
headlines.
yeah, I
Like
saw it.
in like like not even local news. It made some like smaller national like publications or whatever.
Yeah,
I think they realize. I hope they realize. Like I hope they recognize just how bad it is, and I really hope that they fix it. Because
yeah, of course.
if they don't announce that they're getting a new like partner for ticketing next year, I I might be doubtful in going.
Well, I mean, do you even
I'm
have
saying.
room to walk with that many people there?
Yeah, I mean, once you're inside the convention, it's not,
not
too
bad.
bad.
Okay.
You know, I mean,
It-
you're pretty sardined, but
It
just
just
a line to
it
wait
just
is
sounds
worse.
like even if you get in, they're just letting too many people in. Like they're just giving
Yeah.
out too many tickets or something.
I
you
wish
know?
they'd ticket gate it too.
Yeah,
That'd
they
be
have
nice.
to, or they need to split it into. I don't know. Do a fucking week long thing.
But my profit.
Yeah, exactly. But spreading it out might be better. That's just insane.
Definitely.
So yeah, I mean it's cool. It's always fun when you go with your friends and stuff. So that's
Did you go with anyone, or did you
yeah,
just
I
run
did.
solo?
I went with like 6 people. It was good. It was a good time. It's you walk past like I don't know a voice actor or a wrestler, and you go, oh shit, I saw that guy on TV, and it's pretty cool to do that. And
Yeah.
I would say, hey, what's up, Mick? And I wouldn't pay for an autograph because it's $40.
Yeah. Don't pay for those autographs.
Yeah, so I got a picture of Daniel Bryan back here. That was $40 for a fucking picture. It's way too much money. It's bullshit.
Oh wow.
I love the guy, but it's $40. That's way too much money. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's about it for me. We can get into some anime discussion. We talk about Attack on Titan if you want, dude.
Let's do it briefly.
We'll do a quick summary
'Cause-
on spring 2017 shows. Just put a cap on it.
Yeah. So spring was pretty good. I guess it depends on what you want or what you're looking for.
Right.
There's some really good stuff, and then there's also really not so good stuff.
But like what, dude?
Um,
Does it start with a E?
and end with the Romanga Sensei.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, let's just talk about that one first. I feel like that show was like so bad.
Speaking
that
of
it was
NTR,
good. No one's NTR'd yet.
well, come on, it's over.
It's almost.
All right, so
It's-
sorry guys. Spoiler alert: we're gonna be spoiling a whole bunch of shows. So if you're sensitive to spoilers, just don't listen to the rest of the show. Thanks.
Please listen to the rest of the show.
Okay, please do.
We need the ad revenue.
Yeah, we get paid. Yeah, totally get
Yeah.
paid. I mean, it's obvious who's gonna win, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they already confirmed it as much.
Well, yeah, because this is freaking. Who's the dude who wrote this?
I don't know.
If
You're
you
the
go to his-
expert on
No,
this
if you
guy.
go to his Wikipedia page, he has 2 known works. It's Manga Sensei and Ore Imo.
Yep, and both about being in love with your quote
Being
unquote
in love
sister.
with your being in love with your younger sister.
Yeah.
So basically, like the conspiracy theory going on about this show is the editors made him like censor. Well, they did make him censor Ore Imo in the anime.
Mm-hmm.
To where like it was like, yeah, they get married and hey, just kidding, like, you know, and then it goes back to being normal and everyone's like, what the fuck, like give us what we want, which is incest. And then
Is that what we want as viewers?
I don't know, I wanted Kuroneko, but you know what, we can't have our cake.
You got
and eat it
NTR'd.
too. Yeah. So this basically people are like conspiracy theory is that Manga Sensei is like the story that he it's like him getting around the legality side of it by going, she's not my real sister.
It's
She's
just
like,
they're
it's
siblings by remarriage, right?
yeah, and so it's like, hey man, fair game. You can't tell me what to do now, Anna or whoever licenses Anaplex, you motherfuckers. You know,
Anaplex, yep.
and so it's like him like trying to get around the thing because people are like, why are you rehashing this? Like you're literally known for two siscon shows,
Yeah.
and but you know what? We're dirty people, so we watch it anyway.
I mean,
Plus plus the ending song is really good.
well, the OP is also by fucking
Claris.
Claris. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Eh.
It's not great. I saw a ranking of Claris songs on Anime Reddit, and basically half of the votes were for the OP for this, and I was like,
Are you serious?
"You guys are fucking wrong," but whatever.
That's not right.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't hear click or irony, I guess.
It's irony.
Yeah.
Irony and then click.
It's irony and then click, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And whatever this one was, I don't.
And incidentally, irony was the opening for Ore-Imo.
Exactly. It's just, that's Claris is the Syscon group, I guess.
Yeah.
God. So I think when we initially had our episode, we talked about the show, and I think I said that Elf was like terrible, and I hated her, but I ended up liking her a lot.
She has really good character development. That
Yeah.
is something that really is done well.
She became likable towards the end.
Yeah. She, you know, the thing that I had to give props to is that he doesn't beat around the bush, going like, is this one gonna win? No. Is this one gonna win?
Yeah.
No. It's like Elf knows that she lost like as soon as her initial arc is over, and after that she plays like matchmaker and like relationship counselor kind of role, you know.
Right. And it just, I think it reveals like the fact that she's super gifted and talented and very like a good person in general. She doesn't come off that
Yeah.
way because she's like super cocky and arrogant, and
She's like a Hime kind of like stereotype. Like, she's
yeah,
like,
she
"You're all
treated
below
Masamune
me."
like shit, and I didn't like her because of that. Not that I cared about Masamune, but she just acted like a bitch with no regard for human life, basically.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, she turned into a likable character. Sugiura was still cool, I guess. I just don't.
Sagiri's-
I just didn't give a shit. Ugh.
I don't know. It just like, excuse me. I feel like the show, like, it started off well enough, but then towards the end, it just started becoming pandering.
Yeah,
Like, it was just,
fan service oriented.
it was just out the wagyu. Like, it lost kind of its direction, and it just became like, hey, let's press our tits up on shit.
yeah. And
So
that's not what we want. I think I scored it a 7. I didn't manage. I forced myself to finish it, and I think I ended up giving it a 7. But that's too high. I would probably give it a 6.5 if I could on my anime list, but it doesn't let me do 0.5s, which is really stupid.
you should come to Kitsu. We have 0.5s.
Yeah, I will. I usually just export my anime list at one point. It's just that my anime list is like the most used anime database platform right now, or
Mm-hmm.
it seems like it. So, yeah, I think it's
Hmm.
their information is pretty accurate too. So,
Apparently, I gave it an 8. What the hell? Which is incidentally is the same score I gave Owari Monogatari second season.
what the fuck? Is
Oh
wrong?
my god. Yeah, what is wrong with me, dude?
You need to change that ASAP, son.
I gave it this. Yeah.
I'm actually good thing you mentioned the Monogatari series because I finished the first TV aired episodes of Bakemonogatari.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to
Oh, you
watch.
did?
Yeah, 13, 14, and 15. I still have left.
Nice.
But yeah, I enjoyed it as much as my first viewing. So everyone says it gets better as the seasons roll on. So
Yeah.
hopefully that's the case.
Nisei and second season are probably the pinnacle.
Nisei
I
is the
think.
second season, isn't it? Oh, second season of Bakemono.
Well, it's weird. It's
Right. It
weird.
is fucking
Yeah.
weird.
It's like multiple series of the show are grouped into one season,
Right. It's
as it's called.
fucking weird. And then there's like 3 episode arcs that come out randomly.
Yeah. It does like side stories and stuff.
Yeah. Which that's fine, I guess, but it's hard to keep track of. All right. So that's Aramanga Sensei. We end up being pretty lukewarm, and that's not really surprising. So, any other ones you want to highlight? There's Attack on Titan season 2, and
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to go too crazy about it but it's just better than first season. I think all around, it doesn't have to deal with like long-winded exposition to get the world set up. Some of the one of the episodes this season was like, I can probably say one of my favorite episodes of anime of all time. The fight scene was like amazing. It was just great, and the build up to it, like if you were unspoiled, pure like me, the revelations that were shown in that episode were like fantastic. And it was
I know
really cool.
exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Is it the door?
What door?
The door scene?
What was the door scene?
I don't know. He like it became a meme at some point. The blonde guy opens the door, and on the other side is like a meme.
Fuck.
It became a meme.
Oh! You mean when they're in the tower?
I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't.
Yeah,
seen
he
the show.
opens the door, and then there's a Titan like crawling up through the tower.
Right, and
Yeah.
that became a meme. So
Yeah, no, it was
it's pretty good. Good meme.
Well, it's Eren fighting the armored Titan.
Right on the train tracks or something, or
Well,
it looks like train tracks. I saw a video of it.
yeah, yeah, he's fighting the armored Titan and like on the other side of the wall, and the colossal Titan is sitting like half of its body is just chilling on top of the wall on the train tracks, which is what you saw.
Right.
And I don't know, just the animation in that episode was like incredibly up to par, and it has an amazing cliffhanger.
For
At
a
the end
show
of it.
that was begging for animators on Twitter, they seem to have done a good job animating the show.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they did that. It's fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah. They did fantastic job. I thought big improvement over the first, and it seems that a third season will be following a lot quicker, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, how far is the source material compared to where it is in the anime?
I mean, they got enough for like 2.5 more seasons.
oh shit, dude.
Yeah,
They could do
go
one
a
every
lot.
year and just milk this shit, like, or maybe do like 1.5 or 2 years and just make the fans just blue ball them, you know?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they have a lot of material to work with, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Attack on Titan is great. Boku no Hero Academia season 2. I don't know if you're watching this.
I watch it, man. I love
Oh,
this
yeah.
show, dude.
Yeah, it's the new Naruto. I confidently say that.
It's the new Naruto without the filler, except for the 2 episodes they did this season.
But the filler was good.
It's fine. Yeah, it was fine. I don't want to say if it was good, but it was better than Naruto fillers.
At least I was like, I wasn't bored. You
Right.
know?
I think it helps
It's
that
interesting.
like one of the filler episodes was about Froppy, and she seems to be like everyone's superhero.
Yeah, she's cool.
Everyone loves Froppy for some reason. Apparently, a frog superhero is cool. Like whatever.
She's a meme. They just like her for the memes.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh, and she's cool.
And she's voiced by Aoi Yuki, and people are like, "Oh my god, Aoi Yuki's so amazing. She could do a frog."
Yeah. Yeah, this is just, I don't know. It's gonna be the next big shonen, and I hope they.
I think
play
it
up
already
as such.
is.
It is the next big.
I think
shonen.
so.
It's kind of cool because it's like the, like for me, like I didn't grow up with Naruto really,
Yeah.
because
Good for
I
you,
got into
son.
anime really late. I got into anime really late, but it's like, I have a lot of people who are my age who are like, I grew up with Naruto
Yeah.
ever since I was like a little kid, and for me, this is kind of like my Naruto,
Right,
because
right, right.
I get to kind of be with it as it grows. Because from what I heard, it sounds like Horikoshi really wants to take this as far as it can go. Because he said he wants to take it up until they're pro heroes.
That's that's cool.
Yeah, that's ambitious.
Yeah.
So I kind of hope Bones does something like with what Shaft did with Monogatari, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna adapt everything you do. I
Yeah.
feel like that'd be really cool, but it's also, again, really ambitious.
The one thing that it has going against it is that it's a Jump production. So as soon as, you know, if you let Jump management make some dumb decisions, it'll fuck it up. But the good thing it has going for it is that the author seems to be very motivated to make it the next big thing, to make it the
Hmm.
next Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, or whatever, right? And two, it's got Bones,
Yeah,
the animation studio. Fucking Bones, I think, is my legit favorite anime studio of all time now.
yeah. I think besides Makoto Shinkai's personal animation studio, Comics Wave, I think definitely Bones is way up there.
Yeah.
Like, because Boku no Hero like this second season, like it had my other like favorite anime episode of all time. That's why I think spring was like really blessed because I got like I had the Eren and the Armored Titan fight, which was one of my favorite episodes, and then I have Todoroki versus
Deku.
Deku, yeah, and that was like after the episode finished, I was just like, holy shit!
Yeah.
I was just kind of sitting there with my mouth open and in awe of what I just saw.
Yeah. I think it's funny because maybe because I've seen way too many of these shonen shows that end up doing tournaments and stuff that I don't really care about battle scenes and tournaments anymore. I still find them okay, but I
Hmm.
think the stuff outside and surrounding that, and they're able to make the characters a little more personable rather than just fighting machines. I think that's what makes this show for me is that it's like very Harry Potter of this thing, but we're students. We're gonna get better. We have to become full fledged wizards or whatever the fuck Harry Potter
You
is.
gotta become the Hokage.
Right. I have to be the greatest hero of all time. That's what Deku says before the start
Yeah.
of every show, right? He says, "Oh, this is my journey into becoming the greatest hero of all time." That's literally the tagline before
Hmm.
the OP starts or before the actual show starts. It's Deku like saying that. So it's another one of those. It's I want to be the Hokage. I want to be the greatest of all time kind of thing. So but it's done really well in a really likable way. It helps that Bones is doing it. It's not Studio PRO, which has handled Naruto and Bleach and stuff, and those dudes fall off real quick after they do 300 episodes. So,
Yeah.
and when they're doing
So
fillers, yeah,
hopefully Bones doesn't fall into the same trap.
I don't think so. I don't think Bones will take on a project where they say you have to keep doing weekly shows for years and years and years and years to come because
Yeah, they'd rather just do like 20 or
25
yeah.
according
Hopefully
to this
25.
yeah 25 at a time like I'll take 25 episodes every year to year and a half like that's fine with me. That's like a good dose,
Yeah.
I think
I just don't
12
want them to
13 a year is a little not enough, but
Yeah.
25 is
Don't pull an Attack on Titan on us. Like
yeah
4
exactly
years ago was 12.
4 years is a long time, and for how big that thing became, it's a cultural phenomenon, and it took them 4 years to get animated again. It's insane.
Yeah.
They made a fucking terrible live action movie before they did a second season. Like that's insane.
With Minami Takahashi in it.
Oh really? She's in it?
Yeah. I don't want to watch it.
And all I know is I think it's Oguri Shun and Ishihara Satomi, right? Those are like
Yeah.
two main
Mhm.
people. I think Aaron is Oguri Shun. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think Minami Takahashi was Sasha, actually.
That's
Or-
the potato girl, right?
yeah. She kind of looks like her.
Yeah, the ponytail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So any other notable shows for you from spring?
Not that I watched, but like I actually have a bunch of stuff on my watch list that I learned about after the season ended that I want to watch.
Yeah.
That I'll just go over really quick.
Uh-huh.
I heard really great things about Tsuki ga Kirei.
Oh, dude. I was gonna
Yeah,
bring it up, but I'm glad you brought it up.
yeah,
It's good,
it
dude.
sounds really good. Definitely planning to watch that really soon. Let me see. Sugu. This one's
No,
this one's a
no, 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 no! Don't finish that word that you just started saying.
What are you? Have you read the manga for it?
I've read the first volume of the manga, and I said this is not for me. And then people were like, "This manga's awesome, guys! Look at these scans." And I saw the things they do in the manga.
It's a guilty pleasure. Sugumomo is something special in its own way. Yeah, okay, legit. That it gets really good later on, story and action wise.
I've seen the action scenes. I've seen the fight scenes drawn in manga. It looks amazing. The author puts
Yeah.
way too much time into making his work look so good with such an incredibly gross premise in a way.
I mean, it's yeah.
Because
The
I don't even
premise
know if
isn't
the
even gross.
no, but I don't even think the anime gets to the point where it gets really gross,
No, it doesn't.
where it's
It just
basically the guy fucking all the girls and getting powerful and impregnating them or whatever.
no, he doesn't do that. He's still a virgin as of chapter 101.
Well, I read some chapters where he is straight going in there. It looks like they're doing it.
He all yeah, he's not though. It's like basically he has to give them his spirit energy.
Right, right.
And it's through like intimate contact and it's
Right,
at this
but they're
point
naked and they're rubbing bodies, dude.
yeah, that's how have you never transferred your spirit energy before?
You know, I remember reading this concept or watching this concept in Fate Stay Night about 10 years ago where I read about the light novels and the light novels or not light novels, the visual novels, and they're like, "Oh, guess how he gets their or how he uses them? It's by him banging them." I'm like, "Oh shit, this is not good," but I still watched the anime. It was okay.
Yeah, I mean honestly like my from my viewpoint like I just kind of tune out the etchy shit.
How do you tune it out when it's in your face?
Yeah, that's true. I'm okay. Like the author literally said, his life goal is to draw every single one of his characters naked.
God damn it.
He live streams him drawing this manga.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he's-
I've seen that.
yeah. He doesn't even draw it censored. He draws everything in full detail and then he whites it out before he sends it to his editor.
Yeah, so you see everything.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a guilty pleasure in a way, but like the story is like getting really good.
Yo, the manga.
Yeah, the manga.
You're not
like
gonna watch the show.
Yeah, no, I read the manga and I'm like, wait, there's an anime for it? Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool. I guess I'll watch it eventually. Like,
Yeah, people
so-
really love the manga. I don't think the anime was very well received.
yeah, it has like average rating of 7.1.
It's really average, yeah.
Oh, it's 0G, I guess. I don't know.
I don't even know who Zero's G is. They
Damn.
did Battery, Dive, and I don't know two of these shows. Battery
Oh.
and Dive are really bad. I watched Battery. I watched the first 4 or 5 episodes of Battery. It's really bad. I watched 1 episode of Dive. It was really bad. Don't watch
All right,
those.
let's put it this way. Sugumomo, out of their entire body of works on my anime list, Sugumomo has their highest score.
Yes. And one of them
So-
is not even animated yet, so you can't
Yeah.
even score it because it's airing next year.
Yeah.
God damn it, Chase.
Well, if anyone's interested in Sugumomo, just read the manga.
Yeah,
it's
that's
really good.
what I
It's
kept on reading and hearing about.
It's a really good show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't think. Yeah, I'm mostly just excited to watch Tsuki ga Kirei
Yeah. Dude,
above all.
let me gush about Tsukiga Kire for a minute.
All right.
It is the best pure romance show I've seen in a very long time.
And you're a romance anime connoisseur.
I love romance anime. It's it's what I do. Comedy rom-coms are what I do. I don't always end up liking those shows, but those are the shows that I check out first. You know, Tsuru Children from this past season. That's a show that I
Oh yeah.
watched because it's purely comedy and romance. You know, I can't say Tsukiyakire is like my favorite romance show of all time, but it's really solid. It's done in a really realistic way. It's not
No bullshit.
yeah, there's no obvious written in comedy. If there is comedy, if you find something humorous, I don't think it was intended by the writers. I don't see there's any humor. If there is, it's just like awkward moments that you find kind of funny and you giggle about it.
Yeah.
But it's a straight up romance show. There's hardly any like life threatening drama. No one's dying. You know, no one's so heartbroken that
No
they're
one got in a car crash.
right. The stakes aren't very high. Let's just say that.
It's
But
realist.
it's very real, and they did it in a very subtle and interesting way because I think romance shows, like typical anime romance shows, they just shove it in your face. They just go, here's romance, here's boobies, here's fan service, here's the guy awkwardly saying no because you know it's not gamers. Gamers is that. But Tsukiyakire is just it's a weird show. I didn't like the animation. There's a lot of CG background characters where everyone's walking at the same speed and at the same time, so it's very very clearly CG characters, and I don't
Maybe
like
it's
that.
a romance in like a world of robots.
That maybe it's just the main characters are the only ones that aren't robots or something.
Yeah.
But this show needs to have more recognition. This show is very good. It's very solid. It's a little slow. It's not in your face about plot development. It builds and builds and builds, and it's about a very awkward romance. It's a first time romance show, so it's not trying to be very mature about it. Well, it is mature in atmosphere and just feel of it, but the characters aren't mature yet. They're kids. They're middle schoolers. What do you expect from middle schoolers? You're gonna, be put in awkward romantic situations, and that's sort of they learn and overcome certain things, and yeah,
Yeah, if you're like me, when you're in middle school, you get NTR'd by your best friend.
the show is not that. Thank God. Thank God it's not. So yeah, I definitely highly recommend if anyone's interested in a very slow-paced romance show that has a feel-good storyline to it. I would recommend it a lot. So
Yeah.
aside from that, I didn't really enjoy this season. I think Sakura Quest is fine. I started getting into it after it started airing. I didn't watch it initially, but it's got Shirobako vibes. Maybe because the characters look very similar. But yeah, it's apparently not as good as Shirobako. I never finished Shirobako. I do plan on watching it.
I need to watch your. I have too much shit I need to watch.
But Shirobako seems really good, so I feel like I need to watch it.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, that's spring.
that is spring.
Almost. Yeah.
Let's talk about summer. That's airing right now. Some of the shows have already
It's
finished.
closing up.
Yeah, like Tsuru Children
Woohoo!
just finished this week. Dude.
I am not caught up. I'm like 2 episodes behind.
Oh, okay. I mean,
But
there's
it
really
doesn't
nothing to
matter.
spoil. Yeah, that's no one breaks
Yeah.
up. No one just somehow gets together miraculously. They sort of leave it open for season 2, which is good. So,
All right, here. Let's do this. Who's your favorite couple and who's your least favorite couple?
okay, so my favorite
this.
couple is hardly in this. They're in it like twice or 3 times at most. It's the nerdy guy Yamane,
The
and
green-haired dude.
green haired dude with the big eyes, the googly eyes.
Yeah.
He's hilarious because he has no self confidence. He's so nerdy, and his friend is like the most otaku dude ever, and he's hilarious.
calls everyone dono.
Yeah, like
That
sir.
that's
or
the
ma'am.
stereotypical way of making someone like a nerd, I guess.
Right, and he is the best bro of all time. He is your greatest wingman. He's gonna help you with getting together with the girl you like. He's just a good dude, and Yamane is just funny. I just think he's funny looking because everyone else in the show is very good looking. I don't know if you noticed, Chase.
Yeah,
but
he's a very ugly dude.
he's ugly, like compared to everyone else. But it just
He even says it like in his introduction. He's like he looks like shit.
right. It's just his
Basically.
googly eyes. It's so funny. He looks like Froppy basically, without the frog features. His eyes are googly.
And then oh god, what the fuck? I'm looking at on the stream what you have up.
Oh,
I didn't realize he looks that bad in the manga too.
yeah. He is that. I love his face. It's so good. So yeah, I loved him. He's fantastic. The girl he's in love with, Kurihara, she's like a really nice girl. She's like the girl next door. She's not aggressive about her love, but she's not also stepping down, you know? Not that there's any competition, but she's doing her best in her own way to get Yamane's attention because Yamane just doesn't believe for a second that anyone would like him. Any female would
Yeah.
like him. So, it's a cute storyline. I think everyone else they're all good. I like all the characters, but yeah, that one stood out to me because I think in the manga, I've read most of the manga. I still have like 2 volumes, not 2 volumes, maybe 1 volume to finish, but I read most of the manga, and he's featured way more in it, and there's some good stuff there. So,
Yeah.
what about you?
My favorite is let me see. I feel like I like the normie couples.
Okay.
I like the who's it? He's like the student council president. He's the dude with the glasses and his hair goes behind
yeah.
the glasses.
Akagi,
Yeah, Akagi and the
Eh.
blonde-haired smoking girl.
right? Ryoko, Akaji,
Yeah,
Kaji Ryoko.
I like that one just because they have this gag going on where the dude is like super smooth.
Right.
And I don't know. I like the dynamic that they have going on, but I feel like that's like I feel like they're pretty popular in terms of like if
Yeah.
people had to choose.
People ship them real hard.
Yeah. But I think the one that I like the most is the orange-haired girl. She's like super shy and she doesn't like. She had this kind of like minorly tragic backstory. She's like she couldn't like really feel emotion.
Oh, Takano,
Yeah, Takano
Yeah.
and the orange-haired guy.
Sugawara.
Yeah, Sugawara. Yeah, I really like what they have going on. I thought it's really cute.
Yeah, it's just they're so obviously attracted to each other, and I guess like that's a gamer situation. We're gonna reference gamers a lot because that show has impacted me quite a bit. It's a situation of misunderstanding, right? Because Sugawara is like, oh, I hint that I like her, but she seems to not give a shit about me in a romantic way. Like, she's a nice person, she treats me well, but she doesn't care about me romantically. So I guess I have to give up, but I can't give up on her. That is sort of his stance. And Takano's like, there's no way. She is the female equivalent to Yamane, right?
Yeah.
Who could find me attractive? Who would like me? That's her stance.
Yeah.
And she's like the emotionally dense one.
Yeah. I really like them. Honorable mention goes to Hanazawa Kana. I always have
Minagawa,
to-
yeah.
Yeah. She's cool, but she's very like she plays like the upfront like I like you. Just like randomly throwing that out all the time.
You know what she reminded me of? Another character voiced by Hanazawa Kana is Raphael from Gabrielle Dropout. That's
Yeah, she had-
basically that character, right? Like teasing, very upfront with what they're very blunt about what they're
But that's the
saying.
sadistic side.
Right, I guess so, yeah. It's not
Yeah.
malicious by any means.
Yeah.
She legit likes, I think his name was Furia. This is another show where the cast is huge, so it's kind of hard to keep track of who is who. But yeah, Minagawa and Furia. And Furia was great because he has a little sister who just freaks the fuck out because she is so protective of her brother. And there's some great moments there.
Yeah, when they were texting each other.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I don't want to, we don't want to spoil that much, but there's some great moments there. That's one of the
Yeah.
funnier moments in the show. So,
She plays a well written like teasing character.
Yeah.
And she lends her voice very well to the situations that she's
no,
in.
you're just biased.
Shut up.
You're despised.
Honestly, all the voice acting in this thing is great.
Yeah,
I
it was
think.
good. I didn't notice anything weird. Usually,
Except
who?
I hate that blonde dude, the flashy guy.
Oh, dude.
I'm not a fan
Senpai?
of gags. Yeah, I'm not a fan of
Oh
senpai.
man, fucking Katori senpai.
I don't know. He's just he's weird. I don't like that trope. I don't like that stereotype. That's why in Boku no Hero Academia I don't like that flashy French guy.
Yeah, I
He's,
forgot
like,
his
exactly the
name.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one remembers his name because they subvert the trope of having him be the center of attention all the time, but making him literally like useless in most situations and just be like a failure.
I have a feeling they're both voiced by the same person, Namiko Daisuke. Let me look that up real quick. Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah,
But they sound very similar.
yeah, they
Namiko
definitely. Yeah.
Daisuke is a very well established voice actor who's in a lot of trouble right now. So
Is he really?
yeah, he did some shit.
Uh-oh.
I think he cheated on his wife with someone who's underage or was underage at one point.
Oh no.
Yeah, something like that. So I don't know the exact details. So you can go read up on that.
He became too in character
Yeah, I guess so.
from Surzuri Children.
Yeah. So yeah, Surzure is a good show. That is a fun, like 12-minute show. It's really bite-sized, and you sit 12 minutes a week and you're just done. It moves at a fast enough pace that you're not bored, which is great.
Yeah.
But I do think some of the not the characters, but like the arcs they featured was not my favorite from the manga. Like the astronomy club members, the love triangle there, I didn't really like it in the manga. I didn't like it in the show either. So
Oh, what even happened to them? Haven't
they
shown
they
up in a
never
while.
they never went any further. They
Is
basically
that it?
yeah, they basically introduced the characters, and they're like, oh, this dude is in love with the senpai, and his childhood friend is in love with him. So it's just like a love triangle, you know.
Yeah.
So one thing I wish they showed was Patty Caulfield. She makes an appearance on the very last episode. She has a really funny relationship with I don't know her romantic interest. Not that she's romantically involved with anyone, but her arc in the manga is that her Japanese is very broken because she's from somewhere else. She's a foreigner to Japan, and she's trying to say like Suki, like I love you, but she keeps saying it sushi. And the dude's like, "What sushi? What are you talking about?" And she means I love you, but he's like, "That's sushi. What? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about with sushi." And that's a really cute couple there that I wish they went into, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So I think season
That's great,
2
though.
is in order. I think it needs to happen.
Yeah, they need to keep this like 12-minute format too. It lends itself great,
Yeah, absolutely.
especially the like Yonkoma like adaptations.
They're not always good though. That's the thing.
Eh. Yeah, that's true.
I think this is the best Yonkoma adaptation in a while. I can't think of the last good one that I enjoyed. I'm sure
Kobayashi-san.
there's been plenty. I like this one more than Kobayashi-san.
Put up your hands, boy. Nah, it's all good.
Kobayashi wasn't my thing, so
Shame.
I don't care. I'm not
Shame.
into dragon maids. I'm sorry. Just
Yeah,
not
nah,
into
it's all good.
So yeah, that's Surzuri Children. Any other shows you really, really enjoyed? I bet you enjoyed Koi to Uso.
Bitch, I didn't watch that.
That show's basically NTR personified. So
God, I'm just reading it. Marriage part when you're 16, you're assigned marriage partners by the government. But he gets assigned to the girl that he doesn't love, and then she. Oh God, this looks like a mess.
I read a couple of volumes of the manga. The manga is pretty okay. I think it's interesting. I didn't watch the anime at all because I was reading the manga. But yeah, it's about a dude who gets assigned to marry this girl that he doesn't give a shit about. But the girl he's in love with is also in love with him. So it's like, oh shit, we're stuck. What do we do? And he's like, fuck the system, bro. And they go up against the system, and I don't know how it ends or whatever.
Row,
It's still,
fight the power.
it's still ongoing, and there's a gay guy who's in love with him too. So it's a fucking it's a quadrilateral. It's a square.
It's not as bad as gamers love pentagram.
Oh, you want to talk about gamers?
No, not yet, not yet.
Okay,
not
okay,
yet.
okay.
So there's actually a lot of stuff I wanted to watch this summer, but I never got around to watching it.
Because you were playing video games.
Yeah, I was working too, and it was just I didn't feel like watching anime. I wanted to watch Aho Girl, and
That show was good for like 2-3 episodes for me.
yeah, that's what I heard. My friend was watching it, and she was like, "This gets really shitty."
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna watch it.
Just falls off real quick. The first 2 episodes were hilarious, and then it just goes, it just tanks.
Yeah. I wanted to watch. I wanted to watch so I can make fun of it. I wanted to watch Isekai on smartphone, Totomani.
Yeah.
Just because, out of all the Isekai genre like examples, like this is probably the shittiest thing I've ever heard of, ever.
You know what's funny? Some people really liked it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I saw some people really liking it.
How does he charge his smartphone?
I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Isekai Shokudo, I've been planning to watch that one, but it hasn't, like, I didn't get around to it because it's kind of like Shokugeki no Soma where I have to watch it while I'm hungry.
No, Shokugeki no Soma is enjoyable without being hungry. That show's great.
No, I can only watch it when I'm hungry.
You're
It's kind of difficult
That
for
show's,
me.
that
Or,
show's
I mean,
awesome.
no, I can only watch it when I'm full.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
of
yeah.
all the food.
You'll
yeah,
get
that's what I
hungry.
meant.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, so I've been planning to watch it. I just haven't had the right opportunity because I haven't been at school because I've been sheltering from the hurricane. Because I usually watch those kinds of shows when I'm making dinner.
Yeah.
So
You
know,
should
I
watch.
haven't
You
had-
should finish Shokugeki no Soma because season 3 is coming up.
No, I love that show. I've been done with that. I mean,
Oh,
I
okay,
haven't.
you're done.
I haven't
Okay,
finished.
good.
I haven't started Isekai Shokudo.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I watched 2 episodes of Centaur no
Oh
Naomi.
God. I was wondering if you're gonna bring it up.
All right, let's talk about that for a bit.
I didn't watch it, but I've heard rumblings about it.
What have you heard?
That in the middle of the show it turns into some sort of Yuri Nazi thing.
What?
So there's Yuri,
Yeah.
female romances.
Yeah, there's like open lesbian relationships in
Right.
the show.
So that's fine. But then there was some sort of like what do you call this? Not racial, but speciesist
Yeah, there's
elements.
some weird stuff going on that people point out. Like there's like armed guards and there's like shoot on sight signs
Right.
around the schools.
Yeah. So there's some sort of fascist government organization.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm
dude.
not gonna, that's just what I read on things on websites. So never saw it, but that's what I read.
Yeah, that's the weird stuff. Yeah, so I've watched 2 episodes. I'm probably gonna drop it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
The ratings look pretty bad.
It's cute, but like the pacing is terrible.
Yeah.
It's like because when they have conversations, they don't carry the conversation very well. It's like, oh yeah, you went to school. How was it? Long pause. Oh, I thought it was great. It's like I don't know why, but the dialogue is super stilted and like it doesn't carry very well.
I think a lot of the negative circle jerk around it is because people were exposed to things like Monster Musume and
High quality monster girl. Anime.
right. There's been I'm trying to think off the top of my head. There's another show that's really popular.
Interviews with monster girls.
Yes, there you go. Thank you. The
Excellent
Demi-chan.
show.
Those shows built up this hype about monster girls or animal girls, like furry girls, I guess. Then this happened, and people were like, "This is not Monster Musume or Demi-chan. This is like fascist Yuri."
Hey man, if you like Yuri, I guess stay for the Yuri.
Stay for the Yuri. Come for the Nazis. Stay for the Yuri.
Yeah,
Or come for the
exactly.
Yuri. Stick for the Nazis. I don't know.
Yeah,
Psychos.
whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't hear too many great things about that show.
Yeah. Yeah, Owari Monogatari season 2. Apparently now the fourth highest rated show on my anime list.
Yeah.
It was really dense. I watched it almost all in one go.
Oh Jesus.
And
I
it
can't
was
do that with these Monogatari shows, man.
well, it was 7, so it was 3 or 4 episodes and oh no, yeah, so the first 2 episodes were 40 minutes long. The last one was an
God.
hour long.
Oh. God.
It was so dense.
Oh.
It was super dense. I might have to rewatch it because I got kind of lost, but it was really good.
Yeah.
It was just I don't fully understand everything yet. I might have to like read a synopsis. But it's really cool. Like this is literally the end of Monogatari. They could have
Right.
ended it here. Like, but they're not gonna.
Really?
There's still one more arc, and
Oh, gosh.
so this is called what we're in right now is called End Season.
Right. I mean, Owari is end. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, it encompasses like a few other stuff, but so Owari, this is part of the end, and then there's Zokuo Owari.
Oh God. So continued.
Yeah, continued
Oh,
end.
God damn it.
And it's just like it wraps everything up, and then that's the end, and then we enter monster season, which is what comes after. He's been cranking out book, like friggin' Nisio Isin has been cranking out like 2 books a year,
Yeah.
and Shaft is just like, oh god,
That dude is mad.
stop, please.
Man.
Um, but yeah, honestly, like if they had ended everything Monogatari related here, I think it would have been a satisfying ending.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty finite. It's pretty nice.
It's never gonna finish.
Nope. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. So, besides that, before we get to gamers, did you watch anything like Kakegurui?
I watched
Or-
3 episodes of Kakegurui. That show is, you know those shows that are very episodic and turns into like Monster of the Week. You know, they fight one
Yeah.
enemy a week.
Did it become like that?
Yeah, the first couple episodes are absolutely that. Oh, this girl's unbeatable at gambling. You're never gonna beat her. How could you beat her? There's no way. And then at the
He
end,
beats her.
no, the girl
Or
beats
sh-
her.
Yeah, she beats her. Yeah.
She's the not the guy is semi main character. He sort of is our position, like looking in to her situation. So he's basically our, he's saying what's on our mind. Like, oh my god, how did she do that? He's the announcer basically.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and the girl, Jabami Yumiko, I think her name is, the black long hair girl. She is just Kakegurui is gambling addict basically. She's just a huge gambling addict, and she just beats people at gambling and random games that these people come up with. And first couple episodes, I'm just basing this off of the first couple episodes. She figures out that every opponent is cheating in these gambles. So she figures out the trick and she exposes them and she wins. That's sort of how the show moves on. And it's an interesting concept, but it got very old even after the second episode. And then the third episode happened, and I was like, oh, this is just more of the same thing, where she gambles against another girl, and that's it. She beats her, boom, over. And it just, I guess the opponents get stronger and stronger, so it's sort of like a tournament arc in a shonen anime.
Yeah.
So,
My friend was like, "You should watch this." I read the manga; it was really good, and I'm like, "Okay." Eventually, I'm backlogged as it is.
I bet the manga is better.
Yeah. I don't know. Like the thing that stood out to me was like she looks like Mirai Nikki. She looks psycho.
Right, and it's in Shokugeki no Soma, when people eat food and they have like orgasmic reactions.
Yeah, it's Shokugeki no Soma but gambling.
It's
That was what he
basically that
said.
with gambling, basically. So like
Yeah.
these people get off on gambling and winning. That's just
Rolls a nat 20, creams her pants.
right, basically that. Like you can see her like opening up her mouth in a very sensual way, and you can like her hands go in between her thighs and stuff. It's that for sure.
Great.
That
Lovely.
7.8 score seems a little high for me. From the first three episodes, maybe it gets really
Maybe it gets
good.
better. Yeah, maybe it gets
But
better.
the first three episodes were basically the same thing. It was the Monster of the Week show.
Maybe
So.
it's like setting up the setting and
Yeah,
what and
maybe,
like this
but it
whatnot.
just seemed like, oh, the student council is sitting at a table and they're all menacing looking. They're all scary looking. I bet they each have a gambling game of their own that they probably cheat at. That's the way. That's my impression.
Yeah.
It's like every shonen school themed show is,
Yeah.
oh, the student council's evil and there's like 10 bad guys. You beat them one at a time. Basically, kill all kill.
Wow, yeah, that's a good comparison.
That's how like strongest disciple Kenichi is like that. Fucking Tenjo Tenge is that. It's fucking the student council is evil and they're out to get you and they want to end you. That's sort of how it is. So, yeah, I personally am not a fan of Kakegurui. I don't think I'll finish it. I'm just gonna drop it. What about some other shows here before we get into gamers?
What else did you watch?
One of my favorites this season is Yokoso Jitsuroku Shijo Shugi no Kyoshitsue. So welcome to the classroom of the elite, if you will. It's just called Classroom of the Elite on Crunchyroll. This show is surprisingly cool. It starts off kind of dark about a guy who's very aloof and kind of absent-minded, goes to a school, first year in high school, and the school is all about creating the leaders of the next generation. So these people are going to eventually get into Ivy League schools, become CEOs, presidents, whatever, prime ministers, diplomats, whatever. They're supposed to become the elite of Japan. And that's a school that grooms these kids who are already elite into even more elite kids. And the concept is that you collect points by doing good on your tests and challenges, and that's a cool concept. And another thing that they add to the layer of is it affects their livelihood. So you get like 10,000 points a month. I don't remember the exact amount. 10,000 points equals 10,000 yen, which is about $100 a month or whatever, right? You have to spend that money to live, to buy groceries, toiletry, whatever, daily needs. So people are like, oh, I got $100 in my pocket, so I'm just going to buy this, I'm going to buy that, I'm going to buy this. Then they were told that if you don't get good grades, you're not going to get money next month. So you're fucked if you already spent all your money. So the trials and tribulations of going to school like this, and then the faculty putting up, challenges for them. Right now it's like a little sort of a tournament arc where, each class is, going up against each other and trying to win points. But it starts off with some controversy between classes that gets resolved, and there's a couple of fan service episodes where some of the male students are trying to videotape the girls' locker room because let's just say that
Just reasons.
yeah, let's just say that the characters in the show are extremely attractive. The guys not so much, but the girls in the show are unbelievably attractive. Like great animation, great character designs that I really enjoy. So I get that the male students want to do that. So I visually it's a good show. Just kind of doesn't know what it wants to be. Does it want to be a serious show? Does it want to be a comedy harem? Is it supposed to be a shonen battle show? It's none of those things, but it's all of those things, I guess.
Yeah. I'm reading some of the reactions on Kitsu, and it's like they keep throwing out like Oregairu, Baka to Test, and like as comparisons.
Right.
And I love those shows. So
Baka to Test is a good example.
As far as like the fighting
Is as far as like how
and
each
the
class is
comedy.
ranked, right? So
Yeah.
A, B, C, D. If you're in the D class, you don't get shit. If you're in the A class, you get all the priorities, you get all the good stuff, right? You
Hmm.
get the most amount of points, you get all the money. D class, you want to move up. That's what back to test is. You want to score points and move up so you can get actual chairs to sit in. Baka to test is that was their joke the entire time. Is that
Yeah.
they sit on cushions. They don't have desks.
Well, yeah, it's like they bet stuff to like so they can move up in the rankings and
Right.
stuff like that.
And the
Yeah.
show is similar in that approach, but a little more serious.
Hmm.
Not as comedic. Balcott to Test is one of my favorite comedies. It's really
Yeah.
funny. The show
It's
is
great.
not as funny, but it does have funny moments. But it's mostly driven from like horny teenage dudes that want to film girls.
Great. That's
But
me.
I think
No.
you're a teenage boy that's really horny. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's enjoyable. It's a show that's a little confused. Orgairu, I've never watched Orgairu. It's just too. I'm gonna be honest with you. That show seems unbelievably pretentious. I
Surprisingly not. That's
I
the
don't
joke.
know. The way everyone talks about it makes it seem like the most pretentious show where the main character is so, what do you call it, cynical and doesn't have this outlook on life that most teenagers would have. And, oh, he's so mature but confused and immature at the same time. That's my impression of
Yeah.
Origairu or
Well,
Hachiman.
as far as the comparisons to Origairu, it seems like they're comparing the cast to it as like because they're like really attractive and
Oh,
like, they're
okay,
kind
right,
of
right.
similar archetypes and stuff.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, there's no like, oh, this main character or this character is super different. No, it's nothing
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
no, they're not saying anything like that.
I
So.
do have to say that the main character is actually kind of different. He's, I don't know how to say it. He's aloof and doesn't care, but not in the sense of I just don't give a shit. It's that he has motivations behind why he has to play up the fact that he doesn't give a shit. But he's actually incredibly talented and gifted, but somehow ended up in the D class, which is the worst class. So that's the thing that's keeping me going is why is he hiding his abilities? He could be in the A class. He could be leading the A class from what I could gather. But we don't know. What is his motivation to hide his talents and abilities? And he plays this very monotone, unemotional, emotionally detached kid, and I think it's kind of compelling. But everyone else is very, very boilerplate, cookie cutter, tsundere, the class clown, the class rep, who's very responsible, the social girl. It's very,
Yeah, I feel you.
very cliched. But I like the show. I think it's a good show. I would recommend it to people. I would recommend it to you, but I don't know. You might have.
No, I
Too
put it on
many.
my watch list. I'm interested in it now after I read the comparisons.
Cool. All right. Any other show you want to talk
Not unless
about?
you saw something.
I watched a couple episodes of Ballroom A Yokoso. I love the manga. I can't get into the show. It's really slow, and yeah, the best girl is going to appear sometime later in this season because it's 24 episodes and the second half is starting now. So I might watch when the best girl shows up. That's when it gets good.
So is it Yuri on Ice but ballroom dancing?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's dancing on floor instead of ice, I guess. It is competition driven, good likable characters, but I don't think it's as funny as Urine Ice. I think Urine Ice has had legit funny moments. But yeah, I mean, Ballroom Yokoso is like, I think the meme is there are giraffes that are ice skating because their necks are super long in the anime.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the case in the manga too. So
Um,
yeah. Kepeki Danshi Yamakun, gag comedy about a soccer player in high school who is germophobic and doesn't want to get dirty and stuff, and he has OCD about cleaning. It was funny for about 2-3 episodes. It's sort of like Aho Girl, like the gag levels just kind of didn't go anywhere. The gags were repeated. It's one note. The gag is about him being OCD about being a germaphobe. So if you're gonna watch gag comedy, go watch Gintama or Nichi Bros. Those are some of the best gag comedies out there. So
Yes, indeed.
those are the best.
Speaking of gag comedies,
Is it a gag comedy though?
yes, it is. It's a gag manga.
I guess. All right. So gamers,
Yeah, gamers.
you don't sound very excited.
I don't know how to like. I actually haven't finished it yet, so I don't know how to feel about it.
Well, how far are you in?
I am. Fuck! I closed my tab. I haven't watched it in a while, actually. Fuck! I'm 7 episodes in.
Okay, so I think you're in long enough to understand the charm or
Yeah. I
what you
do.
hate about this show. So what is weird to you?
I mean, the show is literally misunderstanding the show, and I understand that.
That's why
And
it's
it's-
awesome.
And it's great for that reason, but at the same time, like, you know, it sometimes it becomes a cringe fest.
No,
Or okay, actually,
I don't know if
not
it's
as-
cringe.
Okay,
Cringe
no,
is like fucking
I've actually-
Watamote, right? That's cringe.
Well, it's just kind of like, oh no, don't do it, no.
Yeah.
And then you-
Yeah, you're like
I
they're
actually
basically the dumbest characters of all time. Like every
Yeah.
single character on the show.
I actually had more kind of cringe moments in Surizuri Children than I did in Gamers, honestly.
Uh huh.
But you know, I still enjoyed Surizuri Children
Right.
as a whole. Gamers, like I like it a lot. I thought the first 2 episodes were incredibly fresh and like hilarious. But it's getting interesting. I need to get to a point where it hits like a peak or a resolution because it's just getting more and more and more messy.
I think you're not there yet, but there's this scene in the classroom. I don't think you're there yet, where it is the funniest thing I think all season. Where
It's not the confession, right?
oh no, it is. It is a confession actually. So you've seen it.
Wait, so it's when which one's Amino?
Amano's the
That's
main character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amino goes to confess to the blonde girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great
The way
build up and
how the side characters were looking at each
they're all
other.
just staring at each other
Yeah.
with the same face.
So-
yeah.
There's 5 main characters. 2 of them are a couple, and 2 of the girls are in love with, well, not so much yet, but they're in love with another guy. So the issue is that instead of talking things out and trying to explain the misunderstandings, they
just
assume
I
everything and
hate
they make
that.
it worse and worse. That's amazing. It's
I
a
hate
train wreck.
it.
It's a train wreck.
I'm gonna link to the love pentagram.
Oh yeah,
that people
I
on
have it
Reddit-
here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have
Okay.
it. I don't know if it's the most recent one, but it's fucking fantastic. There's, of course, we're gonna talk about spoilers, but yeah. So
Oh my
This
god, that picture.
fucking amazing that this exists. So
Oh, what? There's a new girl now?
uh,
Oh no.
not really,
Oh
but
no, it's a hexagram.
yeah, I don't know if it's gonna get any bigger. I just watched episode 11 right before the show. It didn't get any bigger at that
Okay.
point, but it is just, hey, she said something about you. Does that mean she's in love with you? Nah, I don't think so. But guess what? She is. You know, that's one misunderstanding. Then, oh, why is my girlfriend getting all chummy with the other guy? Does that mean she's in love with him and not in love with me anymore?
No, it's because they're trying to figure out how to get that girl to notice the other guy. But that girl misunderstands and then thinks that they're together. And then and then another girl sees them together and thinks that they're together. So she goes and tells the other guy that they're together. So then the guy gets together with the other girl to figure out how they can get him and her back together. And then the other guy and other girl see them together. And then they think that they're together. So then they have to scheme how to get the other 2 back together. And then
It's
that's literally gamers.
that's this show basically. It is so
Like,
dumb. It is such
All
a
of what I said is true.
it
But
is
without
very
the
true.
names.
It's
Yeah.
it's so dumb as a concept, right? Because the rom-com anime scene is littered, fucking littered with misunderstandings. Oh, she said that thing that one time. I guess she's not in love with me, and he gets sulky and doesn't say anything, treats the girl like shit because he's salty about it. This is that times 10 with way lower stakes
Yeah.
because everyone's already in place to be with the right person. It's just that everyone around them and themselves are fucking everything up.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I
It's
just
such a
don't know.
train wreck.
I just don't know who Chiaki's gonna end up with.
Yeah, it's not clear yet, but you already seen the confession scene, so I mean, it seems like Amano and Tendo are gonna get together.
Nintendo-chan.
God damn it. They're great characters. I think it's just funny. At the end of the day, they end up being the same character where they're just romantically confused and just they make asses out of themselves because they assume, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I can genuinely say that I like every character for a different reason, though,
Yeah.
in this series, because they're all great. Like, except, I don't know, MC is kind of a... he's a special case.
he's very special, but I think he's just hilarious at that point.
Yeah.
It's just he's like Yamane from Tsurizure Children, where he has literally zero self-esteem. He's the guy that says, who could, actually enjoy being with me, hanging out with me, or even dating me? How is that even possible? So even when he made friends with Uehara, he's like, oh, there's no way he's actually a friend of mine. He would never think that way because I'm just a pathetic loser. And he's like a cool, hot dude. So it's just, God, what a thing.
You see, I'm really sad, because I wanted to see more of the Guilty Gear girl.
Oh, in the club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be all about the club.
Yeah.
They introduced all these characters. They set it up so that it's all about the club members and stuff, and then bam, nothing.
Games became like the eighth most interesting part about the show
Yeah,
by episode 2.
there's literally nothing about games like as far. I mean, there kind of is. But...
I think Amano keeps playing Grand Blue Fantasy. I think it's Grand Blue Fantasy, or
it
it's
is Grand
basically-
Blue Fantasy.
Yeah, she keeps playing that throughout, the season. But yeah, you saw like Counter-Strike. You saw
PUBG.
Was it PUBG? Really?
In the intro animation, they literally have PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
That's kind of awesome.
Super Smash Bros. 4.
Right. Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear.
There's a poster for Guilty Gear, like in one of the recent episodes, I think.
Yeah, there's Persona 4.
Persona 4, yeah, the
Arena.
fighting game. Yeah,
Like,
they're
they
playing
play
that.
it.
Yeah, they actually play the game, not like
'cause-
some fake shit.
Yeah, they have like a partnership with Atlas or something for that.
Yeah.
That episode. That was really cool.
Yeah.
They went to round 1.
Yep.
But
That's a
it's
real
called
thing.
Around
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been to a round 1. We have round 1 like 45 minutes away from my house. Yeah, the references are on point as far as games go, but
It's not
the
about
focus
games.
at all.
Yeah, it's not about games at all. So, yeah.
It's a weird paradigm.
I love this show. It's not by any means like a 9 or a 10, but it's just such a dumb show.
It's so unwholesome.
Yeah, it's just a mind fuck of bad things happening to dumb people.
Yeah, everyone is really dumb. I just realized
They're all
that.
really dumb. And I think it's episode 10. Episode 10 ending is just as good as the confession scene in the classroom. It's so good.
All right,
It's a
I
clippable.
look forward to it.
You clip that shit out. It's just so funny. Everyone's on the same page at that point. It's so good.
All right.
Just yeah, I would recommend gamers if you're into clusterfuck train wrecks.
I love how it's so self-aware too, because like at the beginning they're like, "Hey, I'm Uehara, and I'm with my girlfriend," and then it freeze frames, kind of like I guess like other comedy shows like How I Met Your Mother or something, where it's like, and then points to him and it's like, he's stupid, and then it points to his girlfriend, and it's like she starts spending time with the other guy. Like they do all those like little pointer things at the beginning of the show, and I thought that was kind of funny because, or it's like, Tendo will be like, "Oh, I hope I get to spend more time with Amano-kun today," and then it's freeze frames, and it's like she doesn't,
No.
and then just stops.
Yeah.
It does these cool little like meta like software points, which I thought was
It's very common in like Western TV shows and movies and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. Or I find it enjoyable.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. It's just I'm just kind of like, oh no.
Yeah, that's my
The
reaction
whole
every time.
time.
It's like, oh my god, what are you doing? Basically, you're throwing the controller or the remote at the wall, going, "What the fuck are you doing?" It's so obvious, and
Yeah.
it's one misunderstanding after another.
I think my enjoyment of this will bank on the kind of ending it has, because I don't mind this understanding as long as it's resolved.
Right, but this
You
show
know?
is all about misunderstandings. though.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
I
have
don't
to,
know
like,
if it's
go
gonna
start
have a
reading the
clear
manga.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna have a clear ending. But yeah,
Fuck.
it's an enjoyable train wreck of a ride. It's a roller coaster, that's for sure.
It's a roller coaster where like the passengers get eliminated
Yeah,
while they're on the ride.
they all die.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it for this season.
Yeah,
Did you
that's-
watch Made in Abyss?
No, I did not.
All right,
Is it good?
People are talking it up as the show of the season. So
Are you serious?
yeah, Made in Abyss is very well received.
Made in Abyss. Oh, that looks interesting.
Yeah, people really like it. I'm not into like fantasy, shows like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
Mahojin Guru Guru is a show that they brought back from the 90s that I really enjoyed as a kid. It's really funny. It makes fun of like original Dragon Quest, Final Fantasies, mostly Dragon Quest. It's pretty good, pretty funny. Since we're an idol website, I want to highlight one show, Nanamata Sanbatsu, which is, I think, called Fastest Fingers. Yeah, Fastest Finger First. It's about a quiz bowl high school club. So it's just students answering questions as fast as they can. And it's kind of enjoyable. It's okay. It's like a typical shonen. Oh, I'm actually pretty good at this. Discovery kind of show. It's all right. But the cool thing is that the main girl is voiced by Kawashima Umika, formerly of Nine.
Oh.
So that's cool. She sounds very amateur, which is expected because she's not a professional voice actress yet. But yeah, so that's cool that she has a role. And a lot of people are...
She doing it. She living the life.
Yeah, she just sounds really amateurish, which is, it's expected when...
That's how it is. Yeah.
It's just one of your first shows to watch. So, all right. Is that it for the season?
Yeah, this season.
All right, so let's quickly highlight the shows you're excited about for fall 2017.
Shokugeki no Soma season 3.
Oh, of course.
Of course. Himoto no.
I mean, I watched the first season. I thought it was okay. So
I watched one episode and I wanted to die.
It's very it gets very annoying. I'll check it out, but if it's more the same, I'm probably not gonna finish.
Spoiled Brat the anime.
Yeah.
Let me see. Sangatsu no Lion. I haven't watched the first season, but I heard it's really
that
good.
seems like that's your kind of show, man. It's
Yeah,
Shaft,
I need to watch it.
drama. You're into NTR.
Everything.
I don't know if that show has NTR. I'm just assuming. Any show.
Full disclaimer: I'm not into NTR at all. I hate the shit out of it.
Oh, that's not what you said about Nisekoi.
That wasn't NTR.
That was
Kind
basically. That was basically.
No,
any,
it was
any harem anime manga is NTR basically. It's
yeah,
light
by
NTR.
definition.
It's soft NTR.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sangatsu no Lion. About a shogi player who's going through depression and stuff. So. Really dark, but really well done from what I hear. Just raving reviews about that show.
Yeah. Kino no Tabi, The
Oh, yeah?
Beautiful World. Isn't that a resurrection of an old series?
Yeah, so I don't think it's a sequel.
It's a remake
I think
or
so. I think it's a
a
remake.
rehash. Yeah.
Yeah, completely different looking character design from what I can tell.
It looks amazing
Yeah.
visually. It looks
Mhm.
beautiful.
Who's doing it? Lurke.
Lurch.
Lurch.
Yeah, Lurk. They did a show that you liked last
Ansatsu.
season.
Ansatsu Kyoshitsu.
Yeah, they did Kuzu no Honkai, which has beautiful art.
And if you're into NTR,
yeah,
that's NTR the show.
yeah, they do like
Uh,
all the Danganronpa stuff. if
Yeah,
you're
Monster
into
Musume,
that.
Gakugarashi. Classroom of the Elite, which we just talked about. Yeah, so they've done some good shows. But yeah, I never watched the original Kino no Tabi, so I'm not sure if it's my kind of
Yeah,
show.
I've-
Anyways,
I feel like this will be a good jumping off point to just kind of figure out what
I think it'll be good.
about.
I would
It
say
looks,
it'll be good.
yeah, it looks mildly like Miyazaki-ish, like a bit more grounded.
Right, right.
So
I think
for
the original was voiced by. Oh, I thought it was voiced by Sashiro Miyuki for some reason, but I guess it's not.
nah,
All right. Well, there you go. That's a super hyped show because of the original. It's well received.
yeah. Are you
Um,
caught up with Gintama?
no.
Like, are you ready
Well,
to watch this new season?
Apparently this new season is non-story arcs, so it's like filler. But
Oh.
Gintama fillers are amazing because it's still canon because it's in the manga. But it's not about like, oh, I need to fight this guy because they took this from me or anything like that.
Yeah.
Their Gintama fillers are comedy based, but
Yeah,
they're
it's
not
great.
fillers because manga. It's in the manga, so it's not a filler technically. Those are the best Gintama episodes, the comedy ones. So I'm gonna watch that for sure.
Um,
What else?
and I don't think either of us watch Osmat-san.
I am in the process of finishing it.
How was it? I watched 2 episodes and I kind of
If you didn't
kinda
get the
dropped it.
first episode, I think you're not gonna get any.
I
of
mean,
the
I love
Osamas.
the first episode.
It's
It was
incredible.
great.
It's one of my
but-
favorite first episodes ever.
That's why the second episode was kind of disappointing because it went back
Yeah,
to like,
if you don't get the first two, like if you don't get the references, if you don't get what it's parodying, if you don't like how it just jumps from one topic to another and it drops every storyline because there isn't really a storyline, it's just a gag show. So they'll take one idea and run with it and make it just completely batshit insane. If you're not into that, it's sort of like Gintama in a way. If you're into Gintama, I think you would like Osamatsu-san, and sort of vice versa, I think.
yeah.
But yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah, other than that, I don't really see anything. For degenerates, there's a Nekopara OVA being made.
Disgusting people. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. You watch your things, people.
Yeah, you watch what you want to watch, my
Yeah,
dude.
man. I don't judge.
Other than that, this is kind of a light season.
Oh, really?
upcoming.
I think it's super heavy.
What are you watching?
Oh, don't get me started. Kekkai Sensen and Beyond, which is the sequel to
Oh shit, Bones.
Battle Blood Blockade Front Battlefield
Oh, that
2.
show?
Yeah. Kekkai Sensen's a better title than Bloodline Battle and Battlefront and Beyond, Blood Blockade Battlefront and Beyond. That's a terrible title. Kekkai Sensen's better. I love shows like this. Shows like Durarara and Bungo Stray Dogs are really solid shows because they just have this cool atmosphere to them. I think maybe because it's like Bones and Brain Base have really cool styles. So it's sort of Cowboy Bebop-ish in that it's sort of episodic, but there's like an overarching storyline to it, and the characters are super likable. I love shows like this that remind me of Cowboy Bebop. So very similar in style. It's sort of episodic, but really likable characters. Good action. I love the first season. It was really solid.
Yeah.
Black Clover is your next Boku no Hero Academia, next Naruto.
Are you serious?
Yes, this is the next Jump shonen show that they are adapting. Guess what this guy wants to be? He wants to be the mage god or fucking whatever. He wants to be like the greatest mage of all time. Have you ever heard of something like that? greatest Hokage, greatest superhero of all time. You heard of that? So this
No, I
guy,
can't say I have.
this guy's basically Naruto. He's talentless. He has a better looking friend who is very talented and likable, sort of like Sasuke. Wink, wink. So he sucks at everything, but he is handed a special tomb or grimoire that grants him like extra superpowers. Oh, maybe like that nine-tailed fox inside Naruto, or that power that All Might gave Deku, or maybe Ichigo when he took powers from Rukia. I don't know. Have you ever heard of that kind of storyline where the character's magically possessing a superpower that they weren't supposed to have in the first place? You've ever heard of that one? No. So it's one of those.
Alright.
I'm not that excited, but I'm a sucker for shonen. I just am. So I'm gonna check it out and give it a chance. I'll probably drop it. Umaru-chan, same thing. I'll give it a chance.
Don't watch it.
I watched the first season, so I need to at least try and get through the second season. The last
At
couple
least
of
one
episodes,
episode.
yeah, the last couple episodes of the first season was very sluggish because I did not enjoy Umaru like as a character. I hate her.
It took you that long?
No, I hated her from the start, but
Okay.
just saying. Just because is a romantic show, high school, of course. What romance isn't in high school? Description is at the end of school, second semester of the third year high school. 4 students are prepared for graduation and feel the ending of their high school life, but changes with a arrival of a transfer student.
The art looks really nice.
Yeah, and it's the same people who did Gamers, Getsuyobi no Tawawa, and stuff. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you've seen Getsuyobi no Tawawa, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little tawa
You know,
wawa.
fucking bouncing on a fucking good-looking girl, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
I was wondering if I should watch that or not.
I mean, Getsuyobi no Tawawa, you've seen it, right?
No.
Oh,
I was
well,
wondering if I should watch it.
it's basically it's a first-person perspective show where all you're looking at is your surroundings, and I think the main character is speechless, like Gordon Freeman.
Oh, that's interesting.
Doesn't talk, and you basically stare at this girl's chest. That's Getsuyobi no Tawawa.
It's the future.
Yep, it's 3-dimensional for POV.
When are we gonna get
Anime
no
porn.
Tawawa VR? Where you can, like, look.
That needs to happen.
Yeah.
That's when I buy VR. No, I'm not gonna buy VR. That's stupid. Just kidding, to VR people. I don't want it. That's not my thing. Dumb comedy. You can put this into that column. Boku no Kanojo ga majime sugiru show bitch na ken.
Oh no, not the show.
So it's a show about a guy who asks this girl out who's very responsible, very quiet, very aloof. And she's like, yeah, I'll go with you, whatever. And she wants to play up being a slut when she's not.
Oh, is that the premise? I thought she was a slut.
No, she's not a slut at all. So it's this really prim, proper girl who isn't very good at socializing, and she wants to be a slut or be hot or kind of seductive to the boyfriend. And the boyfriend's like, this is awkward. So it's that. It might suck a lot. I tried reading the manga. I could not get into it. It is a Yonkoma style. I don't think it's exactly Yonkoma, but it's like a short style manga.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan of it. So I'll give it a chance. See if it's any funnier on anime form. Journey Taisen, I'll watch. Not sure if I'll like that. 12 Warriors, Chinese Zodiac, fight, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
This one I hear a lot of hype about. Kujira no Kora wa Sajo ni Utau. Children of the Whales is apparently the translation. I don't understand the story. The synopsis is very like fantasy oriented, and it could be like Aria the animation kind of fantasy where it's very slice of life-ish and slow and kind of dull. But I don't know. Maybe people.
I wonder if it's gonna suffer because it's being animated by JC Staff, and JC Staff is also going to be doing Shokugeki no Soma this season.
They're also doing UQ Holder.
And UQ Holder.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I mean, out of
JC
the
Staff,
three, I hope Shokugeki doesn't suffer.
yeah, of
So
course. I think Shokugeki's fine because the original work is solid. So unless
yeah,
it's like a Studio Dean type situation where Konosuba is just butchered animation wise,
please no.
I mean that was part of the charm for Konosuba.
Yeah, I mean,
guess.
it was part of the charm,
But yeah, I don't want to see like the super attractive characters in Food Wars be butchered by shitty animation. That's
yeah,
like
the food better not look like.
I mean,
Like-
the quarter of the reason why I enjoy that show is how tight the school uniforms are on the female cast members. And if you're into really tight school uniforms, go watch Classroom. That really like it's like fucking, you can see everything.
Shit.
The outlines, dude. Fucking outlines. If you're into that, if you're not, don't watch it. No, even if you're not into that, watch it. It's good. UQ Holder. It's by Ken Akamatsu, who did the well-known Love Hina Negima franchises, and this is sort of like a Negima continuation because the main character is like the grandson or the great-great-grandson of Negi Springfield, which is the
Oh, so it's in the same universe?
yeah. So it's in the same universe where magic is finally accepted because during Negima times, I don't think magic was accepted or people didn't think it was real or something. I don't know. So it's a shonen show, but it has ties to Mahou Sensei Negima. So if you're into Negima, you might want to check that out. Osamatsu-san too. That should be pretty good. I'll check out. I think that's about it. Maybe Hoseki no Kuni. Seems like a very typical fantasy show. We'll see. Think that's it for me. Of course,
Yeah.
most of the shows I'm gonna watch one episode and drop. So
Yeah, you're not watching Nekopara?
I
What's wrong with you,
don't
dude?
give a shit about Nekopara. Never played the games. Not into cat girls. I'm not really into visual novels. Not my thing. Love Live Sunshine second season. If you're into Love Live, Inuyashiki could be the secret show of the season. I think it's a weird concept. This old guy who has, I believe, he's terminally ill, and he has like cybernetics embedded into him, so he has like a robot arm. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a really great job of describing these shows. So this old man just turns into like a superhero, I guess, kinda, because he has a robot arm.
He's 58.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think it could be a secret cool show of the season.
As long as he's not a fucking high schooler who got dropped into an isekai.
Right. I mean, that's
That's all I care about.
surprisingly this season doesn't have too many of that.
Yeah, it's because you heard what Kadokawa did, right?
What happened?
Their light novel competition for Kadokawa this year, they completely banned having a high school protagonist and isekai genre. And they said if you put any of that shit in it, we're gonna ban you.
That's fucking great. They're smart. They know that it's being saturated.
Yeah. So
I mean, just looking at last season, Isekai Smartphone, Isekai Shokudo.
I mean, Isekai Shokudo is a bit different. It's not like you died and you got reborn
Right,
into
right.
a world with
But-
food.
It's in the title, right?
Yeah.
I get it. It's not that where it's not Konosuba. It's not. Surprisingly, can't name them off the top of my head.
It's not Konosuba. It's not Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online,
It's not. It's not Log Horizon. It's not.
Well, those are games, though.
It's still like we're trapped in like those are like the progenitors.
Right,
of the
trapped in this
isekai
foreign
genre.
world. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not ReZero. It's
Oh,
not,
ReZero. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not any of those.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the shows that we are looking forward to for next season. We'll definitely Grimgar. Yeah, Rayo, you're right. Grimgar is one of those. Those are the shows we're excited about, and I think once we get a couple weeks into the new fall season, we'll probably do another show, wrap up the summer season, talk about which ones we like the most, and talk about the winter season as well. I think maybe at that point. No,
Yeah.
we'll probably wait, but yeah, you'll hear from us, and hopefully in the next coming weeks, maybe 2 months or something. I don't know, at most. We'll see. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the show. Anything else, Chase? You want to talk about? Anything in
Um,
general?
I wish they'd release Yuru Camp.
I keep hearing about that show.
It's the comfiest show I think that will ever exist.
Uh,
It's my Twitter banner right now. Um, it's a camping show with girls,
right.
and they just camp and shit,
Nice.
and it sounds amazing.
Yeah. Have you
I
read
don't
the
know.
manga?
Is there a manga?
Apparently,
Oh shit! I need to read that. Those
On
translations.
manga time.
All right, I'm gonna have to read that.
So,
But
yeah. I'm not into like slice of life. I think I went through a phase and I didn't
I thought
really.
you were.
I thought I was, but then like the one that I can think of off the top of my head that I really like is K-On, and that's about it.
How about like Nietzsche Bros and Nietzsche Joes?
Yeah, but I think that's more gag comedy. I'm thinking
Okay.
of shows like Yuta Yuri, Gochi Usa, fucking what is it? Nyampasu, fucking that show.
Oh god.
Fuck. Renge, that girl.
Yeah.
The girl that's in the rural village or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't know
Yeah.
off the top of my head.
Oh no, slice of life can be very hit or miss. We'll see how it goes, but this is like the show that I'm like super hyped for, just because the concept art is like gorgeous.
Yeah. And who is the studio working on it? C Station? I'm not familiar with C Station.
I have no idea who they are.
I don't see anything very notable.
Wait, there was a. Oh, never mind. That's the manga. Oh, okay, I was.
Star Mew is, I guess, the most well-known one. That's a reverse
Never heard of
harem,
it.
looks like.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
Anything else?
anything else from me? No, I'm
In
finally
general?
going back to school after the hurricane
Finally.
tomorrow morning. So, yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah. You're back on the best coast.
Yep.
I mean, Beast Coast.
East Coast sucks.
Yeah, it does. Kind of sucks.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it for me. What about you, Yoshi?
No, I mean, that's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna do my best to kill my backlog of anime. I'm looking forward to getting my new Gundam game that's coming out in a couple weeks. Oh, no, it's next week. It's Gundam Versus. It's like an arcade Gundam fighter game. It's not like a 2D fighting game. It's like 3D battle arena kind of thing. And it's really fast paced, and you control robots and fucking fly around and shoot missiles. You use swords and shit. It's fucking awesome. I can't
Is
wait.
there an online aspect?
Yeah, of course. It's
Okay.
it's up to 2-player multiplayer, so you can have like a team of 2 against another team of 2, or you can do like 1v1, I think. So I have the original one for PS3, so I get to finally play it on the PS4. It's gonna be dope. I'm excited. It comes out on the 29th. I think it's gonna get here on the 29th. I pre-ordered it through Amazon, so you can get like $13 off, which is dope.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, so I took
It's
advantage
like a
of that.
good like fifth or fourth of
Yeah,
the
it's
price.
it's a huge chunk, man. Like, I am paying $100 a year for Amazon Prime, so you know it's good to see savings when it happens from time to time. So, I think that's the nerdiest thing that I am excited about for next coming weeks. In the new season of anime, I think I'm gonna like a lot of shows coming up next season. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Looks good.
Yep. All right, so that'll do it for the show. You can follow Chase on Twitter at StarlancerPG. Follow me on Twitter at YoshiRect. And make sure you're already tuned in because you know about New School Kaidan, but make sure you follow New School Kaidan on Twitter. And check out everything else at newschoolkaidan.com for your idol stuff, PVs, impressions, podcasts, whatnot, and us as well. So without further ado, we'll see you guys next time.
Goodbye. Don't watch NTR.
No, watch it.